So here's what we've learned. We've learned that an attitude has energy, and that your thoughts have energy. And so when you've been with somebody who doesn't like you, you know it. You feel it. They can say, I really like you. No, I really like you. And you go, wow, ugh. It's just because your body takes it on right through your thymus area. So your body takes on energy all the time. Your body is reading energy all the time. That's how you stay safe. Have you ever just been somewhere where you just know you just needed not to be there? Okay, and hopefully you got yourself out. Well, your body is in tune to all of your environment, and that includes your personal relationships. And so, you've been in love before, right? And you say, that's a good vibe, and everybody likes that vibe, and it feels really good, and we like that. But the same token, if we have someone that we have a problem with, or a teacher, or somebody that we don't like, and we think they don't like us, we tend to push against. So what happens with negative energy is that he didn't know that she was thinking negatively. His only job was just to think positive, just to hold a positive thought. So he had no judgment about anything here at that time, right? You understand? So real positive, pure positive energy is when you have no judgment. And when you don't have a judgment, you don't have an attitude. And so he is the transformer. So peace and joy and love, pure, without a judgment or an attitude of prejudice, is a transformative energy. It lifts everybody up. Mother Teresa, they actually measured what would happen to people when she would walk into a room. Their IgA levels. I don't know if you know what that is, but it has to do with how the blood operates and the immune system lifts itself up. And everybody's systems went up, even if they didn't like Mother Teresa and didn't think she was anybody that they should care about. They were still affected by her pure, positive energy, because she really was a person who didn't have any judgments about people. And so the key to this is, if you've got an attitude about somebody, you're in resistance, and so you have this kind of push with them. You know what I'm talking about. It's like you say, well, I hate you, well, I hate you, well, I hate you, you know. It's basically that's what's going on. As soon as you choose not to have a judgment or a prejudice or, any negative decision about this person, if you can just choose or spell out peace or love or joy or go do something that takes your mind off of it, your energy returns, doesn't it? If you're in the room with a negative person, and I know many of you admitted that you would feel drained. Well, part of the reason why you feel drained after being with a negative person is because you get into resistance to their negativity. So you're in judgment, right? You're in judgment. So now you're in resistance. If you could be with a negative person and not judge, your energy would be fine as Nick's was. And then you're the transformer. Another thing people think they have to do with a negative person is to make them happy. Get them happy. Oh, lighten up. Get a smile on that face. Well, that works about, as good as, somebody who wants to be negative. But here, I told her to be negative. She was good at it initially. I put her in the field, the energy field of a positive, and she couldn't stay negative. Her arm got strong. So that's what we can do and be in our world. We can be the transformers. I use this a lot in supermarkets. Have you ever heard kids screaming and parents, tearing their hair out and stuff like that? Well, a lot of people will stand in judgment of a child misbehaving or a parent who's lost control of their child. And I've been on the receiving end of that. And it's horrible energy, that judgment energy, that people will look down at them and turn their noses up and, oh, you should be, what a terrible parent you are. Those are the vibes that they're sending. And what happens to that situation? Does the child stop crying or does it get worse? It gets worse. But if you were to stand in around that area where the child is screaming and just think about peace or love or light, which is non-judgmental, you can't judge and love at the same moment. then you are helping that situation. And so what I teach people all over the world and the United States is how to be the transformer in situations. In our own personal relationships, of course. But then go out and do it in the world. And so we make the world a better place that way. It's real. It happens. It's been happening. You know, as a kid, I remember just really struggling with other people's attitudes about me because I could feel it. And if I tried to talk to somebody about it, they'd go, "Oh no, I don't have an attitude." "No, you're just sick in the head." Well, there it is. There was their attitude. You know, it was all about, you know, what was wrong with me. So then I took that on, and then I'd be tired and start feeling depressed or negative. And now what I understand is that I don't need to take any of that on. I can just find that peace. If I can just find that, then I'm uplifted, and then everybody who's with me feels better. So, any questions before we call this a night? Nope. Well, you're a good group then. All right. Sure? Okay. We can play with this a whole lot more. So, anybody else want to come up and try it? Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Let's give him a hand. Okay, so how many think I'm just really wacko and you think I'm way off the side of the planet? You're very quiet. Is this all news? But didn't you kind of already know it intuitively? I mean, I saw something you kind of nodding like it was starting to make sense. Like you've dealt with people before. And you can't really prove it. You know, if somebody's got an attitude, you can't prove it. You say, "You've got an attitude about me," you know. You get a professor who's really hard to deal with, or you're not getting what they want, or they just have you feel their attitude at you. You know, what do you really feel in that moment? You feel like pushing back, don't you? Or you feel like you really have to chase after that professor and help him try to really understand you better. Were you going to say that? Oh. Well, if you don't ask me anything, I'll just keep talking. Oh my. This is pretty amazing. What I really want people to do is just be more accountable for pitching their attitude at people. I call it throwing an attitude. You know, I remember kids in high school. I used to work as a high school counselor, and their biggest complaint was teachers who had an attitude. And they couldn't figure out how to work with that teacher because the teachers would make these decisions about what that student could or couldn't do, and the student had a hard time climbing up on top of that. So that's why I started advocating for children in this way. Okay. No questions, huh? All right. Well, thanks, you guys, for letting me be a little weird up here.